So we want to talk about what are those 3 steps for you to action building your own social enterprise. What are the things that you can do to build a social enterprise? And I want to just take it step by step. I have some great demonstrations, some video testimonials. As I've gone around the country, we've actually been able to record many of our customers. There's so much change is happening, so many new things that are happening. We need to kind of have a multi-dimensional approach to be able to communicate it back with you. The number one thing, creating my social customer profile. How do we learn more about that customer than ever before? And for us, that's about, number one, some new technology. We've created a great new piece of technology called database.com. Databases have been too expensive and too hard to use and too complex for too long. And we all recognize that we have a lot of great databases out there, Oracle and DB2 and SQL Server, but these are software products that require a lot of upgrade and maintenance and tuning, and there is a better way to have a database, and that is a database as a service. And if that database as a service also had a social data model, so all the social handles and all the social capabilities are already in the database, that it had a shared security model, RESTful APIs, or the next generation APIs to push and pull data out of that database, and the toolkits for the mobile systems, for Android, for iOS, platform agnostic APIs, using things like OAuth, we would have an amazing database. Today, our customers use 36 billion database transactions per quarter on database.com. We've now opened it up for any customer to use it directly through that website, database.com. And in addition to that, we've made one other major change to database.com, and that is something called the database.com data residency option, DRO. And what that means is you can now pull certain fields or tables or pages from database.com and say, you know what, this is a very important field, but instead of having it run in Salesforce.com's data center, I'm going to have it run in my data center, or I'm going to have it run in somebody else's data center. That you can continue to use Salesforce.com's apps, but we don't have to manage every aspect of the data. With DRO, we have the ability to give you choice, and you can move a piece of that data to another data center. And that means that there may be a government policy, or there may be a corporate policy, or maybe your CEO, like ours, has some type of strange psychological issue, and you need to be able to say, well, okay, that piece of data we can move into our data center. And that is actually in test and beta right now with a number of customers all over the world, and it will be generally available in 2012. A huge new extension to the cloud computing model. The ability to continue to use the apps, but the ability to put the data where you want it. I'm going to show you that. We're going to go into detail on how to build that database, what that database looks like. But before I do, I just want to jump into step 2, creating the employee social network. Creating the employee social network is fascinating because, as many of you know, starting in December of 2008, we really said, wow, Facebook, it's amazing. And at our Dreamforce conference, we had Facebook on stage with us in 2008, and we showed a number of things where we had social networks deeply integrated with corporate systems. We were way ahead of what was about to happen. And after that Dreamforce conference, what I did was I went back to my development guys and I said, you know what, we need to build our own private Facebook for the enterprise, but deeply integrated with our platform and with all of our apps. And so we built this whole collaboration framework. And we recognized if we could take that collaboration framework, if we could connect our apps to it, so that we could have the ability to connect and sell, if we could connect our customer service with it, and that we could build custom applications, all with that collaboration platform, it would be amazing. Today, not just Michael Dell, but 100,000 of our customers all over the world use a new product called Salesforce Chatter. And Salesforce Chatter is that employee social network that's deeply integrated with our platform that lets them build custom applications. And as I said, I've been capturing a number of you talking about it. It's been a very exciting time. I'd like to just show you a very quick 1-minute video on Salesforce Chatter and what our customers are saying about using this next generation social network.
talk to me about Chatter, and it was intuitively a great idea. It's obvious that this is a change that's going to last forever. I mean, this way of doing business just makes sense. I want BMC to be a company where the employees feel like I'm really working for a leading edge company that's setting the pace, not a follower, but a leader.
I think this is part and parcel to how enterprises will operate going forward. What I love about Chatter is that the conversations really focus around our customers. They focus around products, and it brings all the discussion together in one location. It's an opportunity to learn exactly what people are thinking, how they're actually interacting, making sure that in general we're moving in the right direction.
When people are sitting around a room and they ask a question, I wonder how such and such is going. Now I see somebody whip out their iPad and go, well, let's just find out. It used to be those types of questions were ones that would cause a meeting to come to an immediate halt. You just have to stop. Well, that type of instant communication, through the entire company, gives you almost, again, a small company feel. You can actually begin to engage with everybody.
Since Chatter's come in, which has been about 3 months, I've had more innovative ideas from people in the company than I've had in the last 12. It's a wonderful place to be at the moment, and I'm really, really excited. I can see our company embracing things like Chatter and Salesforce and using them to really drive our top line and our relationship with our customers and our staff. Companies that don't understand that or don't have those facilities within their own existing organization will find it harder to recruit talent and will lose significant competitive advantage.
The biggest thing I see in Chatter is it clearly starts driving down the volume of email traffic. It's information being sent to people who need it. Wherever I am, I can now very effectively communicate with the 18,000 people at our company. I would tell you the biggest game changer that you're going to see over the next 5 years on productivity in corporations is how they use social media, and we've chosen to use Chatter.
So I wanted you to hear some of those voices. I think that is so important. And one of the things that I can tell you today is that Chatter is the leader in employee social networks, with more than 100,000 active Chatter customers building networks, building profiles, and their application updates, their file sharing, their groups, doing the status updates, doing everything that they want to do to collaborate in a whole new way. But we've been making a major investment in Chatter, and that's what we want to show you today. How many people in this room are already using Salesforce Chatter? Can you raise your hand? Fantastic. So we have quite a few customers here. I want to tell you about some really great new features. Number one, I want to tell you about something called Chatter Now. Now in Chatter, with Chatter Now, you are going to be able to see who else is online with you. So there will be presence in Salesforce Chatter. So you can say, oh, Mary's online, Bob's online, John's online. And as soon as you can see that they're online, you can immediately start an instant message with them and communicate with them and share in real time. It's the perfect combination of cloud and transaction processing with real-time capabilities. And we also have, in addition to that, screen sharing. So you can start to immediately share your screen with that other user. And also, with Chatter Connect, we've opened Chatter all the way up. So if you have other social networks or you have other capabilities that you want to connect Chatter to, you can build applications that connect deeply with Chatter. The next feature is something I've been personally involved in called Chatter Customer Groups. And with Chatter Customer Groups, what you can do is you can say, okay, I'm in a group. How many people have created a Chatter group? Raise your hands if you know what a Chatter group is. You create a Chatter group, and you can say, this is now a Chatter Customer Group. And you can invite customers into the group. So even if they don't have a Salesforce ID, you can say, okay, I now have this group, and all my employees are in it. Now I can invite these customers into the Chatter group. And we create IDs and passwords for those customers. And now you have a portal where you're able to collaborate with those customers right inside the group. You want to share files with them. You want to share communication with them. You want to have a real-time conversation with them. You can do that right inside the group. And the fourth piece is Chatter inline filters. You can filter directly on everything going on inside Chatter. And that power of having filters inside Chatter means that you can see and go into what's relevant, what's happened, what's important to me. And The final thing is workflow inside Chatter. So now you have your Chatter stream, it's happening, and all of a sudden it'll say, oh, hey, this purchase order is available, will you approve it? So I want to show you some of these great new features. I want you to welcome on stage, we've got Dan Darcy, and also please welcome Kraig Swensrud, our Chief Marketing Officer. Kraig, take it away.
Thank you, Mark. I'm very excited to be able to show you some of the latest technology, really creating an employee social network with Chatter. So let's get right to it. Let's go ahead and bring up the demo, our latest product, Chatter. So here we are. You can see we're in the Chatter app. You see that in the upper right-hand portion of the screen, and that means all the core functions of a social network are represented. The user profile, the groups, the files, all the folks across your company. That's what we're going to show you right now. But really to get started, the heart of every social network is the user profile. Of course, ours looks and feels like Facebook, but there's one distinction. It's private and secure for your company. And there's one thing that's really cool with Chatter is not only can you follow the activity of the colleagues across your business, but it's deeply integrated with Salesforce. So you can follow the data, you can follow the customer records, you can follow the files, you can follow the cases, and everything that you're following that's relevant to you streams to you in real time right here in the Chatter feed. The Chatter feed is like the news feed for your company. And of course, this is how you've been using Chatter, working together maybe as sales organizations on an account plan, everybody in lockstep. Right below that, you see that Chatter is actually one of the amazing things. It's started to bridge the divide between departments. It's helped different departments work more closely together, like sales and marketing is a great example, working together on a campaign. Even now, inline video right here inside of Chatter, one of the new advancements that's coming in just a couple weeks. One of the really cool use cases that surprised us, honestly, was we saw executives streaming information back from a boardroom and then the employees giving them answers in real time, even with photos. And something that you have been asking for. You have been asking for Chatter to be open. And that's what we're committed to, and that's why we're introducing Chatter Connect, the ability for third parties to stream information into the Chatter feed like this expense report system. And it's deeply integrated with the entire social enterprise platform, so you can do workflow approvals right here inside of the Chatter feed. A huge request, Chatter approvals, that's coming in our next release again in just a couple weeks. So the information is always relevant to you. It's what you care about inside of your company, and it's never overwhelming because with inline filters, you can say, hey, just show me my accounts, or just show me my customer support cases that I need to stay on top of, or just show me my customers. And because Chatter is deeply integrated with everything from Salesforce, you can drill right through anything in the feed into the underlying data. So let's drill into our customer, Stacy. And for the first time here, you're looking at the customer social profile. We've reinvented the entire contact record. The core of CRM, we've reinvented it. It's become social. We can see who Stacy is on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. We know what she's up to. We know what she's purchased from us. We know what issues she's having. And when we expand the Chatter feed, our employee social network, we can service our customer. How often does this happen? Your customer's got a question. Somebody in your company fields that question, and how quickly can you respond to your customer? With the old model, with email, for example, you might not even know who in your company has the answer. But with the social network, it's completely different. You don't need to spam your whole company and wonder who's the expert. The expert finds you. Take a look at this gentleman, Ken, at the bottom. He's posted an answer and 10 other people liked his comment. This is probably the guy in the company that we need to be working with. And of course, we could pick up the telephone and call Ken if we wanted to. But now, inside of Chatter, you can Chatter now. So presence and instant messaging capability built into the entire system for everybody in your organization. You can hover over anybody's face inside of the application, see if they're online, and start a live IM conversation with them right now. It's not just one-to-one as well. You can Chatter with 2 or 3 or 4 people, an entire group of folks. You don't have to fumble around wondering who's on which IM system because everybody is using Salesforce. And when Ken wants to share the file back with you maybe to give back to your customer, of course he can do that right in Chatter. File sharing has been really a killer app for enterprises, a killer app for Chatter. So as easily as you can share a photo on Facebook, you can now share files inside of your company without email attachments and inbox size limitations and wondering if somebody's got the file and wondering what version they're on. You can share files right here inside of Salesforce with Chatter. But if you wanted to get that file, let's say back out to your customer, Stacy, well, how would you do that? How would you do that? You can do that now with Chatter customer groups. You've been creating groups for groups inside of your company, for customer references, for competitive intelligence, for regional teams, for strategy. You're empowered to create a group for anything you want inside of your company. But now with this amazing social collaboration that's happening inside of your org, what if you could just bring your customer in? And now you can do that with Chatter customer groups. Let's bring it up, Dan, and we'll show you what this customer group looks like. It looks like a standard group in Chatter, but take a look on the right-hand side of the screen. Take a look. There's 12 people from your company in this group, and there's 3 of your customers. And here's the thing. You're already working with your customers in these ways. It's just that you haven't had the technologies to do it. How about working together with your customer on a meeting agenda? Who's going to be there? Who's going to present at which time? How about working with your customer on a proposal, sending them marketing collateral, on an implementation plan, on an RFP? These are things that everybody in this room already does with their customers, and now you can do that right here inside of the product. Social collaboration with your customer. If we wanted to bring Stacy into this group, you're going to see it's really easy to do. Let's just invite Stacy, drop her name into this form, or we could do that from the contact record. And of course, Stacy immediately has access. Let's bring up that other screen just so you can see what it's like. Let's bring up Stacy's screen. And what you're going to see is that Stacy very simply gets an email. She clicks through the email, authenticates into Salesforce, and she's in your customer group. It's that easy. But of course, one thing that's really important is that you take a look at the screen. You notice that Stacy doesn't have access to your secret information, your company confidential information, your dashboards, or your opportunities. Stacy is a member of that group alone. And of course, if you wanted to get now that file back out to Stacy, you know exactly how to do it. Share the file directly inside of the Chatter feed, and you don't have to wonder if Stacy ever received it. You don't have to wonder if it ever sent through the email system. Stacy receives that file in real time. And of course, there's a record of that conversation for your customers right here inside of Salesforce. And while we've been showing you web browsers today, one critical thing is that, Marc has been mentioning the entire world is going social, but the entire world has already gone mobile. And you've been using Chatter already natively on your iPads, on your iPhones, on your BlackBerries, on your Droids. But what about your customers? Wouldn't it be cool if your customers could use Chatter Mobile natively to collaborate with you? Well, now they can. Let's go ahead and bring up the iPad, show you the newest version of Chatter Mobile. And of course, what you're going to notice is that it looks pretty similar to the first application. We moved some things around, but here's what's really key. Your customers can use Chatter Mobile on their iPads and their tablets and access all of this information. Pinch, spread, open documents. And it's not just on your phones and the iPad, it's also on the Google Android Honeycomb system. A new product that we're just unveiling right now, Chatter Mobile running natively on Google Android Honeycomb. The widget technology that's part of this platform, you can see your customers, no matter which platform they're running, they can collaborate with you right here inside of Salesforce. So really, this is the basis of today's modern social enterprise. It's the start of the employee social network with Chatter, and now I'll hand it back to Marc. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much, Craig, and great job, Dan. Thank you very much.